Hey, how's it going? Otaku Mike here. Let's talk about Hellhunters #1 from Marvel Comics. Let's get into this. So, Hellhunters starts out in Russia. We see these German soldiers running from the Russian military. They're in the snow. They're beaten. They're battered. They're basically at death's door. It seems like they're trying to get away from these Russian soldiers. They do end up actually getting away because the Russian soldiers end up getting scared away by these creepy looking relic things that they have, or they end up finding. And no thanks to the commanding officer of the German soldiers, things go, I guess, bad for him. They end up running into this, like, the dead corpse of this, like, horse. And it's chained to a tree, and it gets reanimated. And the soldiers are like, whoa, what's going on here? And it's like, I'm the champion of the wretch. Free me, and I'll help you guys out and whatnot. The German soldiers' commanding officer is basically like, no, we're not going to go with you, creepy horse guy. That's not what we're going to do. But sad to say, that's not what his soldiers feel. So they end up killing the commanding officer, and they're like, yeah, we will take on whatever you want, just save our lives. And that's what happens. Then the story ends up jumping 6 months later to Nazi-occupied France, where we see the U.S. armed forces. They're basically trying to attack the Nazis. And we end up with this one particular group of soldiers. They're getting ready to parachute out of a plane, and something interferes with their plane, destroying it. One of these soldiers we meet on the aircraft, his name is Sal. He's basically the sole survivor of the explosion, plane crash, whatever you want to call it. He parachutes out of the plane, ends up getting gravely wounded in the jump. And he ends up meeting the champions of the wretch and basically dies encountering them. And he basically ends up dying, and he gets these crows show up, and they basically give him the spirit of vengeance to get revenge on his fallen friends. So Sal, now imbued with the spirit of vengeance, is on a quest to get vengeance from the Nazis who have the power of the wretch. And at the end of this, Sal ends up running into Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos, as well as Soldier Supreme, who I had no idea who Soldier Supreme was, but he seems like a pretty cool dude. And they basically team up to go Nazi hunting, and that's how this issue ends. So let's take a look at Hellhunters #1, the internal artwork, I guess you could say. It's really good. Like, I loved it. I thought it was really well done. I love the creep factor and all the colors that they used. Very, like, dark, muted. Very much sets the tone for this series. I feel like this is where all the German soldiers get attacked by, not attacked, but they let the wretch enter them willingly, and they become like demon, I don't know if they're demon zombies or they're just demons. All these little dossiers, it has like a nice touch to it, like how everything's like hush hush with everything that's gone on. That's probably why we've never heard of Ghost Rider 44 is what they like to call him. But this is where we meet Sal and stuff, and sadly he doesn't survive. It very much doesn't shy away from all the gore and all the violence. Like it's pretty dark, and like I'm like, oh my god, how could Sal really survive? What's going on? This is the main guy. I forget what his name is. Like Brucker. I don't know what his name is. He's like the main bad guy who Sal ends up going for. But that's when Sal gets attacked. And this is when he actually turns into Ghost Rider, which this whole page right here is just really cool. Like it very much sets the mood, I feel like, to him get the spirit of vengeance. Like, look at this. That is just amazing artwork. And then we get to where he actually turns into Ghost Rider, and he ends up running into the Howling Commandos with Soldier Supreme, who I didn't know who Soldier Supreme was, but apparently he is a soldier who has the Eye of Agamotto, which I want to know more about that guy. This issue was definitely a pleasant surprise, and I loved every single minute of Hellhunters #1. I picked this up on a whim, not really knowing what it was about. I just saw Ghost Rider fighting Nazis in World War II, Bucky and Wolverine, which this issue lies to you. Bucky and Wolverine are not in this issue, not at all. But Wolverine shows up in the next one, I think. Why didn't Marvel think of this idea sooner? Because Ghost Rider in World War II is pretty awesome. I know we got Cowboy Ghost Rider before, and we got Danny and Johnny and the other guy who drives the car. I forget what his name is. But this was so much fun. I love the creep factor, the horror aspect of this. This definitely doesn't shy away from the gore, I feel like, because it was very gory at times. And this was very much just a setup for things moving forward. It was very much Sal's origin story. But everything gelled with this first issue. It is definitely worth your time to check out. And I hope they end up doing more with this character, because I believe it's just going to be like a 4-issue miniseries, I believe. But it's so much fun, and I just thoroughly enjoy seeing Ghost Rider kill Nazis. It's cool. No pun intended. It's firing on all cylinders. You know, it's very well done. The art and the writing gels so well and tells a good, cohesive story, which I want to know more about. Which I think they call him not in canon, but like they call him Ghost Rider 44, which I think is kind of a stupid name. Just call him Ghost Rider. I mean, we don't need a difference. I don't know. But it very much feels like almost like an Inglorious Bastards type of thing, like a very gritty sense, because, you know, World War II was very gritty, and I like that it's depicted like that in HELLHUNTERS #1. This is definitely worth your time. Let me know, guys, what you think. Did you like this? Did you not like it? You gonna pick it up? Or you gonna pass? Let me know down in the comments. Like, subscribe. I'll catch you on the next video.